Kaliyug Dharma Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Dhi. You know what I was thinking now? I was thinking, what a wonderful life, huh? Singing, dancing, feasting. Before only kings used to live like this, huh? Isn't it? You see how many people nowadays singing like that every morning, Nityam Bhagavata Seva. Hardly anybody sings nowadays. Only sometimes they go into disco club and to dance, forget about dancing. Nobody dancing unless there's some, they need to take some whiskey, one bottle, then they can dance. No, otherwise nobody is nowadays. See, smiling faces, crying hearts. And Prabhupada gave us such a wonderful life, singing, dancing, wonderful association, blissful, wonderful. Yes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Yam Swanubhavam Akilam Shutisaramekam Adhyatma Deepamatitirshatam Tamundham Samsarinam Karunayaha Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasa Sunamupayami Gurum Muninam Mukham Karoti Vachalam Palkum Langayate Girim Tatkripatamaham Bande Shri Gurun Dinatarine Ajanulambita Bujau Kanaka Vadato Sankirtanaika Pitaro Kamalaya Taksho Vishwambaro Dvijabaro Yuga Dharma Palo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro Nityananda Vadutendur Vasudha Pranavallabha Jahnavi Jivita Patir Krishna Prema Pradah Prabhu Padmavati Shriman Sutaha Sachinandana Purvajaha Bhavanmatta Jagatrata Rakta Gaura Kalivaram Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So nice to be here with all of you and continue our eternal occupational duty, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran, 3rd canto, chapter 23, text number 39. Te nasta loka pavihara kula chalendra. Te nasta loka pavihara kula chalendra. Dronish ananga sakamaruta saubhagasu. Siddhairnuto dyuhunipata shiva swanasu. Siddhairnuto dyuhunipata shiva swanasu. Hare me chiram dhanadaval lalana varuthi. Hare me chiram dhanadaval lalana varuthi. Somebody would like to try? It's very nice actually. This is like mantras. And this is a meter, certain meter, you know. Tenashtaloka kula chalindra Dronishpananga sakamaruta saubhagasu Siddhairunto dyuhunipata shivasvanasu Reme chiram dhanadavallalana varuthi. Mataji. Tenastaloka pavihara kula chalindra Dronish ananga sakamaruta saubhagasu Siddhairnuto dyuhunipata shivasvanasu Reme chiram dhanadavallalana varuthi. Tena, by that airplane, Ashtalokapa, of the predominating deities of the 8 heavenly planets. Vihara, the pleasure grounds. Kula Achala Indra, of the king of the mountains, Meru. Dronishu, in the valleys. Ananga, of passion. Sakha, the companions. Maruta, with breezes. Saubhagashu, beautiful. Siddhai, by the siddhas. Nuta, being praised. Ayudhyuni, Gyudhuni, of the Ganges. Pata, of the downfall. Shivasvanasu, vibrating with auspicious sounds. Reme, he enjoyed. Chiram, for long time. Dhanadavat, like Kuvera. Lalana, by damsels. Varuthi, surrounded. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In that aerial mansion, he traveled to the pleasure valleys of Mount Meru, which were rendered all the more beautiful by cool, gentle, fragrant breezes that stimulates passion. In these valleys, the treasurer of the gods, Kuvera, surrounded by beautiful women and praised by the siddhas, generally enjoys pleasure. Kardama Muni also, surrounded by the beautiful damsels and his wife, went there to enjoy it for many, many years. Purport. Kuvera is the one of the 8 demigods who are in charge of different directions of the universe. It is said that Indra is in charge of the eastern side of the universe, where the heavenly planets or paradise is situated. Similarly, Agni is in charge of the southern portion of the universe. Yama, the demigod who punishes sinners, is in charge of the southern portion, eastern. Agni is in charge of the southeastern portion of the universe. Yama, the demigod who punishes sinners, is in charge of the southern portion. Nirti is in charge of the southwestern part of the universe, and Varuna, the demigod in charge of the waters, is in charge of the western portion. Vayu, who controls the air and who has wings to travel in the air, is in charge of the northwestern part of the universe. And Kuvera, the treasurer of the demigods, is in charge of the northern part of the universe. All these demigods take pleasure in the valleys of Mount Meru, which is situated somewhere between the sun and the earth. In the aerial mansion, Kardama Muni traveled throughout the 8 directions controlled by the different demigods described above. And as the demigods go to Mount Meru, he also went there to enjoy life. When one is surrounded by young, beautiful girls, sex stimulation naturally becomes prominent. Kardama Muni was sexually stimulated and he enjoyed his wife for many, many years in that part of Mount Meru. But this sex indulgence was praised by many, many siddhas, being who have attained perfection, because it was intended to produce good progeny for the good of universal affairs. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we can see here the prominent example of the Grihastha couple, which following the rules of Shastra and scriptures. There are 2 ways of progressing in spiritual life. This is a Pravritti Marga and Nivritti Marga. So renunciation is maybe not immediately possible for everyone. Therefore, this gradual process. That's why Prabhupada said, Krishna says, Chaturvarnya maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha. So there's 4 varnas, 4 ashramas. People entering the student life as a brahmachari gurukule vasantatantam gurum hitva. And then after 25 years, when there is inclination to get married, all right, you can get married in grihastha, not grihamedi. Grihastha ashrama. Ashrama means where a person can become. Shrama means shramaiva hi kevalam. Shrama means very heavy work, endeavor, working like donkey for the pleasure of family, children only. Yatha griha kshetra sutapta vitar janasya moho yamaham mamiti. So people working very hard for creating their home, sweet home, and to become attached to that home, and then children, and then old wrinkled stuff. There's nothing new under the sky. And then they become attached to this place. We were just discussing on the way to the temple how people, they living in a very, very cold place of Siberia, 71 Celsius, not even 50, not even 40. It's freezing cold. And people, once they live there, they become attached. Oh, that was place I was staying, so nice. And somehow they can find out pleasure even there. Srila Prabhupada gave example of the Gagarin, first man who went to the space. He went to the space and was traveling around the orbit. And then when he was on the orbit for 1 hour, he was looking to that window. Oh, where is my Moscow? Where is my Moscow? So his physical body was so far on the orbit, but his consciousness was looking down. Where is my Moscow? So similarly, this attachment to material world is actually cause of our bondage. Prabhupada said actually that. It's called Pavarga Vartmani, Pavarga. But association with the sadhu, saintly person, can become liberating for us. Apavarga Vartmani, Shradharatir Bhaktir Anukramishyati. So Bhagavatam says, 3rd canto Bhagavatam, after few chapters, and 25th chapter, shloka number 25th. So it will be discussion. What is the solution, my dear Lord? Tell me, give me solution how to become detached from all these things. You see? Satam prasanga mamavirya samvido bhavanti hrit karna rasayana katham tajya sanat asv apavarga vartmani shraddharatir bhaktir anukramishyati. Three things we are getting from association with the saintly people. We are getting that. Shraddha, faith, rati, taste, and bhakti, and Shraddharatir, bhakti, bhakti, faith and taste, high taste, param drishtwani vartante, because they have that taste and they are distributing that taste. Shakti parinamavada. This is not lonely journey. This is experiential, process. We have to have experience. Yam swanubhavam akilam shudisaramekam swa anubhava. This experience. And when people coming together, it's just not simply dry philosophical discourse. Okay, bye. Everything goes above the head. When people coming together, they sharing their heart, they bodhayantas parasparam, they sharing their realizations. That's why we are worshipping Shukadeva Goswami, because a 16 years old boy, he came, and there are some thousands of saintly people sitting. Some of them are 60 years old, some of them 100 years old. Vyasadev, Narada Muni, Asita, Devala, everybody sitting there. Very, very ancient Jatavala. So they long hair. I've seen the sadhus, they have 15 meters hair, 15 meters, sitting in the caves. And here we go, naked boy, 16 years old, coming, and they're giving him the top position. And he started to speak about Krishna. And everybody dropped in silence. And there is no mic system, Can you imagine thousands of sadhus sitting in the forest and there is no mic system? And Shukadeva Goswami speaking and everybody can clearly see. Why? Because Shushrusho Shradadhanasya Vasudeva Katha Ruchihi Yat Mahat Sevaya Vipram Punya Tirthani Sevayat. It is said that Shushrusho, they are very eager to hear. Karna Rasayana Katham. You see? They want to drink Rasayana, nectar, because this is the nectar of immortality here. We can see nectar of immortality because those who are listening this transcendental knowledge, they become immortal. Amrita. Amalam Puranam, Amrita. Those who are listening this knowledge, they become immortal actually. They become free from fear. Abhayam sardatasmai iti ema pratam mama. So they become free from fear. Otherwise, in this material world, people all fearful, including small birds, They can't even eat peacefully. Everybody worry.com. So what is it? Amrita. Amrita means death. Amrita, apavarga. Pavarga means, pa, bha, ba, bha, ma. Prabhupada used to say. Pa means parishram. Everybody working very hard. Make sure that you are running. From morning, surviving the fastest, not fittest. Nowadays. First bird catch the worm, they say, no? Everybody have to work very hard. Prabhupada said, this world called karma krit. Everybody have to work very hard. Nahi shuktasya singhasya pravishanti mukhe mriga. Even lion, he's a king of all animals. Even lion's mouth never entered by the deer automatically. Even he has to shikar karna parta. So he has to go and capture somebody. That also not every day. Usually lions, they're capturing and then hiding it somewhere. So they can come every day and eat some rotten food. Because no any foolish deer can enter every day mouth. They're also surviving themselves. They're running away from lions. So even lion is not very lucky to get everyday food. So everybody have to work. But parishram, pa means peas, pena, means pasina. They're sweating like this. Working very hard, so frustrated people. And then ba means bandhan. Bandhan means bondage. It becomes bondage. Yatha, griha, kshetra, sutta, apta, children, house, family, bank account, mortgage, and you have to pay all the day. Otherwise you will lose your job. And people fearful, no? To lose their visa, to lose their status, etc. And then bha means bhaya. Fear. What if something happened to me? What if I'll get sick? What if? So many if, but, so. So, and then ma. Ma means mrityu. Mrityu sarva haraschaham. At the end, everybody dying, as sure. So this is pavarga. But association with sadhus can bring us above these things. Nishtrai gunya bhavarjuna. Apavarga vartmani. Instead giving us the bliss, taste, faith and bhakti. So this is the benefit of association with the sadhu. And here we see Devahuti and Kardama Muni, Grihastha couple, right? Kardama Muni here, he is sitting in Brahmacharya ashram. Om Sahana Bhavatu, doing tapasya in the forest. But honestly in his heart he tells, well, my dear Lord, I want to get married by the way. And Krishna tells him, okay, don't worry, I already make all arrangements for you. And then Swayambhuva Manu comes and he offers him his daughter. And his daughter is so beautiful, Devahuti, super duper, Miss Universe. Her beauty described there. She was not just simply kind of lady of some kind of washerman. She was a daughter of Swayambhuva Manu. And it said she was so chaste, she was kept in the palace inside. Nobody could see her beauty. She was completely chaste and, virgin and completely spotless clean. Nobody even saw her. Only one time described that she was playing the ball inside the palace of Swayambhuva Manu. And one time ball went outside of the room. And she had to go to the balcony to pick up the ball. And when she came out from that house, palace, to the balcony, for a few minutes, one Gandharva was flying with his apsaras. And he just looked at her, wow! And he fainted. He fell down from his airplane by seeing her beauty. Can you imagine? Better don't imagine. It's all. Yes, it is explained that the most beautiful woman of this planet, well, was due respect to all mothers, that the beauty of this world, Krishna says, yat yat vibhuti mattatvam shrimat urjitam evava. All beautiful creation in this world is nothing but spark of my beauty. Once I remember when I met Krishna, photo, flower Krishna, he was in flute and flowers, and somebody told me, oh, this is God. I said, what? This is God? He looks like girl. I said, that's what my first impression. Wow, he's so pretty. Looks like girl. And that guy said, no, it's not he looks like girl. It's all girls looks like him. This is a wise verse actually. All beauty comes from him only. So Krishna, you know that story, Naranarayan Rishi, how Naranarayana manifested Urvashi. I went to this Badrika ashram, there is mountain, Urvashi mountain. When Naranarayana were doing tapasya and Cupid came and Indra sent so many beautiful apsaras, they were dancing chiki chiki cha, chiki chiki cha. So, and Naranarayana Rishi was not at all disturbed. He just simply, okay guys. And this Cupid came and they were dancing in sidelong glances, and Naranarayana Rishi opened the eyes and from his body he manifested beautiful, even 10,000 times more beautiful apsara than Urvashi. Than Apsara's normal Apsara. And Apsara, she is so beautiful, description is there, that she doesn't put some perfume, some deodorant or something. Their body naturally fragrant with a lotus flower smell. In radius 1 kilometer, when Apsara comes, some, like champa, flowers, smell of lotus flower comes from Apsaras, and there is no pregnancy, by the way. The only way they get pregnant 1 year before they're going to die, their piety finished, just 1 year before they're going to come to this material world, planet Earth, 1 year before they're producing the child. And the moment she produced the child, this is a red flag. That's how, ding, sometimes we have diesel, ding. Yellow, ding, it's extremely ding, 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 ding. So it means danger. You have, that's all. Like that. So much pleasure. Heavenly planets described as the rivers of nectar of the mango. Mango in heavenly planets growing such a huge mango. Kings of the fruits. And in those mangoes there is no skin and there is no seed, only pulp. And they are like 1 meter huge, like these big mangoes. And full of trees, full of these mangoes. And trees so going down like so much heavy that this mango is falling down. And while falling, they're producing a waterfall of mango juice. And that water juice, the rivers flowing there, and apsaras and gandharvas enjoying on the bank of those rivers. You know, you can take the mango and put your head inside. Can you imagine everything? So what to do? People enjoying this life, enjoying like anything. You want to enjoy? No problem. We can produce everything for you. But it is said that the most beautiful woman of this planet, he looks like she-horse comparing to the Apsara. And Apsara, she feels very much ashamed in front of Urvashi. And Urvashi is such a damsel, beautiful lady. You know the story was Arjuna. She cursed Arjuna to become Napumsak. So she's so beautiful, but she feels ashamed in front of Saraswati. And Saraswati, she is so shy in front of Lakshmi. And Lakshmi, she feeling very, very much uneasy in front of Radharani. Can you imagine what is the beauty? And Krishna enjoying with Radharani is nothing to do with this material world. So my point is that but still, human being naturally attracted. You know, striyo mitham, pumsam striyo mithuni bhava maitam. So Mithuni Bhava is pervading in this material world. And Krishna providing, okay, my dear devotee, I will provide for you this girl. And she was sincerely serving him. This is the duty of wife. In 7th Canto Bhagavatam explained duty of chaste wife and duty of husband. Right? It's instructions to the civilized people. That's the beauty of Srimad Bhagavatam. When we're listening Bhagavatam, we have completely job description. Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Sarod Bihari ki jai, Gauritai ki jai. So we have very clear description, job description of each and every one. Who is brahmachari, who is grihastha, what is the qualities of wife, and then vanaprastha and sannyas, everything described. And ultimately why it's given to us? To make us go back to Godhead. To help us, tad dhamma paramamama, don't be attached here. So now we see the grihastha couple enjoying like anything. And they lived in grihastha life. She was serving him so much, she became neat and thin, serving her husband. She was the princess in the heavenly planets. And this is, ascetic, he was sitting a yogi in the jungle. And she agreed to serve him in jungle. And she did for a long time. She became completely, weak. And Kardava Muni, he felt compassion to her. In fact, this is very, very important point in Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana, in the 4th Canto Bhagavatam, description given and comparison that husband and wife often compared with guru and disciple. Guru and disciple. As if guru is very potent and bona fide and the wife is chaste, disciple is chaste to guru, then bhakti will be born. Similarly, like husband and wife, if husband potent and wife chaste, baby will be born. Prabhupada said it's not going to happen immediately tomorrow. You have to wait for 9 months. Wife cannot demand, I want baby tomorrow. No, this is the process. But it's possible. Depends on the chastity of wife and purity of disciple, same thing. And in the story of King Puranjana, when King Puranjana, he actually became attached to one woman and then he dies, and next life he becomes Vaidarbhi, one princess Vaidarbhi. And then this Vaidarbhi met Malayadvaja king Malayadvaja. And then the king, he was killed in the battlefield, and now this Vaidarbhi as a chaste wife, crying over the body of king, my dear husband, you left, you are going. Lament, like in India I saw many times. You left me and you went, now I'm alone. Prabhupada used to say, nobody left you, this body just lying down, take him, put him in the fridge, keep with you. No. People burning or putting in the ground, finish. This is body. We never even saw. And when that person who was inside the body. So basically this is a bhava roga, attachment to this external packaging only. So when Vaidarbhi, she was crying, that time small boy came. small boy. And he tells this Vaidarbhi, why are you crying, my dear princess? Why? Because my husband, he left me. He said, listen, I am your best friend, he says. And he started to give instructions, very beautiful instructions about the self-realization. And then that boy was Paramatma, actually. And in that section of 4th canto, it's explained that if disciple, Prabhupada writes in the commentary, if disciple, very chaste disciple, he was following the order of spiritual master during the whole life, during the life of his spiritual master. And by some reason, when Guru disappears from this world, disappears, he leaves him, then disciple, chaste disciple, he is getting the same opportunity to serve Supreme Lord as his spiritual master. Same facilities, same opportunities. Interesting enough. Once I remember when I was getting initiation in 90s, our spiritual master, he told, those hundreds of disciples were sitting, getting initiation, and he was sitting on the asasana and he said, do you think it's very pleasing to sit here? Not at all. But because this is the order of my Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, this is the order. Therefore, we are doing this order because it was his desire. Shri Guru Manobhishta, his desire. To understand the mood of spiritual master, this is real yoga. Yuj. Yuj means connection. Connection, not toe with a nose or some Shirshasana. No. Real yoga is unity with God, Prabhupada says. Real unity with God means unity with his desires. So similarly, Guru is representing Supreme Lord, and desires of Guru is the same as the desires of Krishna. So desire, unity, oneness with the Lord is oneness with his desires. To desire what he desires. Interesting, huh? To desire not what I desire, but what he desires. Let your will be, no? Let your will be fulfilled, not mine. Same thing. So it's interesting. And then some disciple who understand the will of the Guru, he will get the same facility to serve Supreme Lord. And Prabhupada writes, he will be able to hear the voice of Paramatma. This is not mystical stuff. Oh, we are bhaktas. That's okay. But Paramatma is our Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. It is said, if you're not listening to the whisper of Paramatma, then you have to listen to the voice of intelligence. And if you're not listening to the voice of intelligence, then you have to listen the scream of the sufferings. So, therefore, when devotee in his calm and cool meditation, morning time, sometimes you can hear the voice. It's maybe a little mystical stuff, but it is true. I was telling this example other day, a few times in Australia. One my friend, Dinabandhu Prabhu, he is from Ukraine. I was telling this example. When I became new Bhakta, just new Bhakta, you see, completely new Bhakta. But I was really sincerely following our seniors. Guru is not just only who just give you some spiritual name. Shiksha Guru, Vartma Pradakshaka Guru. Guru is a Tattva. Guru Tattva. Chaitanya Charitamrita explains that Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, they are all on the same platform. We can see Krishna through that. And briefly only I will mention that it was such an experience for me that somebody called me. I was just new Bhakta. Just joined a few days, maybe a few months. And I was standing in duty in our ashram. And all of a sudden, phone came from Achyuta Priya Prabhu, our regional secretary. His Holiness Niranjan Swami Maharaj coming to your place. You have to arrange some artist to make some sign, advertisement. Those days it was no photocopy, xerocopy, nothing, printing, nothing. You have to write down by the brush, you know. And you have to find a place where we're going to have the program. And I'm new back. What place, what artist, I don't even know. And I remember in our class, few students used to come, two brothers. And one of them was artist. He was studying somewhere, arts. So I had his telephone number in my notes. I called him. His name was Dima. I called him. Hey, you know, some guru coming. Can you write down some advertisement? No, I'm busy. I'm doing my exam work. And drop the phone. What to do? I didn't know any artist anymore. Really. I said, all right, what to do? And I was thinking, I heard about that Paramatma, our friend, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam Gyatvam Shantim Richati. And as a new bhakta, I was thinking, I was too much sahaja, I said, Krishna, you are my friend. There is no hope, Guru coming. Can you guide me? You are in the heart of each and every living entity. I know that. So, and sincerely, and I was telling yesterday, nothing was impossible for us. Trust me, nothing was impossible. If I'll start to tell you the things we have done, what? How did you do that? I don't know, because no GBC told me that it is impossible. There is no senior people told me that this is impossible. That's why nobody told us this is impossible. That's why we were doing it. It was possible. That's from where I got conviction. Everything possible. Why? Because I have done it. And Krishna manifesting. And Krishna was coming in the form of Nrsimhadev, even in jail. He did come, he did save so many devotees. That's how we got the faith. Some devotees, those who were in jail, this salted bread, I met all of them, many of them. And they were telling the stories like Krishna came and saved them. Personally, not just by chance or some in the books. No pain, no gain. So faith is not cheap thing, Cheap is always cheap. We have to pay a price for Krishna to be manifested. So, and I was thinking, such a difficult situation. And that time, because I got that faith from the saintly people, I also said, no, it's maybe possible. Because they got experience, why not me? So I said, Krishna, you are Paramatma in everyone's heart. I'm going now in the street, just like that. I'm going in the street and I'm going to ask people where to find the artist, and whatever they will say, I will follow. And I will say that I will be speaking to Paramatma as a mystic yogi, as I am, super pooper new bhakta. Because when we're coming to Krishna consciousness, everybody thinking we are special, this is very special. Everybody thinking, no, I am something special, because like that, as stupid as we are. But anyway, but Krishna is so kind. Prasada lesha nugrihita evahi. Sometimes, as a fun, Krishna can manifest. Actually, it's everything up to his sweet will. And we do have this experience in life. When Krishna, all of a sudden, especially in book distribution, especially when you're stretching yourself out of comfortable zone, Krishna has to manifest himself somewhere or another. And that's how we, drop by drop, we were getting that experience, anubhava. So I went in the street and I'm going, some old lady walking. I said, Mother, I need artist. And trust me, that was the last thing she was thinking about. Artist? What artist? I said, just simply tell me where to go. Okay, my son, go straight and go left. Okay. And I was just walking, some guys playing football there, some boys. Hey, guys, I need some artist. Uncle, we don't have any artists here. No, you just tell me where to go. Okay, go in that kind of street. Go that side, that side. So I was walking like this for a couple of hours in the city called Kharkiv in Ukraine. I was walking around. After 2 hours, I came to one big art gallery school, like we have this art museum here in Philadelphia. Huge building, beautiful art gallery, art school. And I went inside, some old lady sitting there. I said, Mother, I need artists. My son, everybody artists here, No, you have to tell me where to go, because I have to follow. Okay, go upstairs, first floor. You can find so many artists there. So I went, and there were so many students running around, running. So it was like break between the pairs. So I caught one guy, excuse me, I need artists. Hey guy, everybody artists here. What do you want? No, you have to say where I have to go. Okay, randomly. Okay, go in this door. This is classroom. Go. All right. So I'm just bhalana bhalamatra sevakuri. I'm just like GPS, I'm just going whatever, because we have a deal with Paramatma, And I'm going in that door. Open the classroom. Nobody's there. No. I was thinking, oh no, empty classroom. And I think, that's dead end. Paramatma let me down, didn't find any artist. And then I saw in the corner of that classroom on the back, it was easel, the stand where you're keeping this painting, just stand. And behind that stand were 2 legs, I see that somebody, at least one, somebody is there. So I again knock the door. There's no answer. 2-3 times I knock the door, and then slowly from that easel painting, face came out. And that was that Dima to whom I called 2 hours ago. Same boy to whom I called. He was a demon. And he was having eyes exactly like Jagannath. How did you find me? Then I was laughing and I fall down on the desk. See, out of millions of people, thousands of buildings, I found this building, this floor, this classroom. It must be Paramatma. Otherwise, who else? Even possibility chance, how many chances you have to find 2 people together? Nothing by chance. You have to make advertisement. What to do? He did that. And finally he went for the class of Niranjan Maharaj. He became inspired. He became his disciple. He became initiated. Now he's Dinabandhu Das, one of the best artists of BBT. So things happens. It is. So here we have a Grihastha couple and the Guru disciple. And the Devahuti really chaste. She is very chaste. Well, Prabhupada says in the commentaries, next shlokas, he says, well, woman, she prone for sense enjoyment, naturally. Because stri means in Sanskrit, expanding. She is expanding material prosperity. And it's okay. But the saintly person always seeing woman as a mother. Matravat paradareshu paradarpishu lostavat atmavan sarva bhutishu sapashyati sapanditaha. Matravat paradareshu. He see all the women except his wife as a mother. And his wife as a Devi. So here he is, to please his wife, he created mansion by his yogic power. Ding. And this mansion was like an airplane, like CT, was flying all over universes and came to the Meru mountain. And it's like, America. From all over the world, people want to come to enjoy in America. And in America, which best place? Miami or Hawaii, whatever, something. And people want to enjoy in the best place possible. So they were enjoying there. But at some times, Kardama Muni realized, now this is time to go. Sannyas, I am going. After some times, you can see, she realized, Devahuti realized, he's such a saintly person, he's a very great personality. And I never realized that I was enjoying with you, but now before you leave, you have to leave me one son who is going to take care of me. She requesting, please kindly cut my attachment to this material world. Enough. Because it never be enough, but now I understand, because we have to leave this place. Please kindly, what is the secret? And there's a very famous shloka in this context. Prasangam ajaram pasam atmanam kavayo viduhu sa eva sadhu shukrito mokshadvaram apavritam. She says that attachment to this material world, somehow or other she became attached to this Kardama Muni. Which is okay, and he happened to be a saintly person. And Kardama Muni, he says, if you remember saintly people, you become attached. Saiva sadhu shukrito mokshadvaram apavritam. This is a door of liberation opens to you. So it's only a question to whom we attached. So Krishna says, instead of being attached to material things, you have to become to the saintly people and their instructions, which coming from the mouths of saintly people. Very interesting. And the 4th canto Bhagavatam explains that bhakti can come through the mouth of saintly people. Like as a particle of saffron dust entering from their mouth, saffron dust of Krishna Katha comes in our ear, and through ear impregnates our heart with bhakti. Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Koriya Uday. Krishna Bhakti Nitya Siddha Sadhu Kabunoi Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Koriya Uday. Our bhakti is sleeping. It's there like in a wood. Fire is there, but we need to ignite it. So Sadhu, he creates the environment, temperature, heat. By his presence, by his sound vibration, 451 Fahrenheit. And paper can, even just put this paper in that environment, it's inflamed. It's like heat which invoke the fire. So by his bhakti shakti, his presence evokes, that feelings, and bhakti awoken. Dry, the wood maybe wet. When a wet wood you put in fire, it's not catching the fire, it has to dry. And once the same wood you put near to the fire, the same wet log of wood lying near to the fire becomes dry and catching the fire also, because potential is inside. Similarly, living entity is very sinful. It takes long time to dry, to become fry on Friday. Or today, Saturday, very sad day. Sad day. So people have to be fry. And then they're catching this bhakti. It's called Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shikshartamekah Purushah Puranah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari Kripam Buddhisastamaham Prapadye. Vairagya and Vidya. So Vairagya was already there in the heart of Kardava Muni. And Devahuti asking me, can you give me the sun? Because you will leave and I need somebody who will instruct me, who will take care of me. And she says, Nahi yat karma dharmaya naviragaya kalpate nahi yatirtha sevaya jivanapi mritu hisaha. I think it's the last shloka of this chapter. She says, any activities, whatever you do, if it doesn't lead to you to dharma, this activity is useless. And if you're doing dharma and this dharma doesn't give you, naviragaya kalpate, doesn't give you detachment, what kind of dharma, what kind of religion it is which making you more attached? You have to get detachment also. But even if you are getting detachment from this world, neti, detachment, dry detachment. But if there is no opportunity to serve devotees like you, tirthas, then Shrama is called Jivanapi Mrityu Hisaha. It's decoration of dead body. Simply decoration of dead bodies. If there is ultimately no opportunity to serve devotees. Especially those who can give Krishna Katha. And the listening Krishna Katha is the best medicine. There's one saying, Kara khala vadumukhe haninam nivase swarge shudhavasati vai buddhivam vadanti karam khalam pativrat mritam garalam patantam kanthi shudhavasati vai bhagavad jananam. There is one saying that somebody is saying that nectar residing in the moon, somarasa, like demigods, they're drinking somarasa in the moon. But then why moon become amavasya? Becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. It's dying and one day become black. So there is no nectar there. Somebody says that nectar resides in the ocean. When demigods, demons, they were churning the ocean, nectar, Dhanvantari came, nectar came. Then why water of the ocean is salty? Useless. Not drinkable at all. Somebody says that nectar resides in the lips of a young wife, newly married. Honeymoon. Wow, it's honey in the lips of the young wife. Then husband dies, pati mritam, he is dying. Then where is the nectar? He is not immortal. And then somebody says, no, maybe it is in the heavenly planets, nectar there. Demigods, like in Meru mountain maybe. No. Garalam patantam. Even demigods, they fall down to this realm of earthly planets. And where is the nectar then? Amrita, immortality. Kanthe shudha vasti vai bhagavad jananam. Nectar resides in the throat of saintly people. When they actually advocating the knowledge about Krishna, they teaching that's the nectar. It is in the throat of the saintly people. That's why when they speaking, that every syllable of that katha can purify our existence and capture our heart with bhakti. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he gives example, very interesting example. One army man came to him and he said to him, when some special military force want to capture some land, they're using helicopters like Delta, we know the example how they captured this Maturo. Delta forces, they came very rapidly in a helicopter, and when helicopter reaching the captured land which is supposed to be captured, helicopter landing, and then doors open. And doors open, and then soldiers, special force, one, go, 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 go. Soldiers going out from helicopter and capturing that land. So similarly, he said, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati, he said, similarly Krishna Katha, when it's delivering, it's flying and reaching our heart and landing on our heart. When we allowing Karna Rasayana, we opening our ears to allow this helicopter like Krishna Katha enter our heart, and it's landing on our heart, and then each and every syllable coming out and capturing our heart. So they're capturing the special forces of Krishna. So that's why Bhaktivedanta Saraswati used to say, when we're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, you're reading the text, Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam, Narayanam dandavat, obeisances, namaskrityam dandavat, Narayanam naram chaiva dandavat, like that, Devim dandavat, Saraswatim dandavat, Vyasam, again dandavat. So to each and every syllable you have to do obeisances, and then sit down and listen what Bhagavatam I'm going to tell you. It's true. Then Bhagavatam starts to speak to you. Many wonderful things happens when Krishna wants to reveal himself. Prasada lesha nugrihita evahi janati tattvam. That's why Srila Prabhupada gave us this best friend, Srimad Bhagavatam. And Devahuti Mata, she is actually realizing now that simply enjoying sense enjoyment, tunam pramatta kurute vikarma yat indriya prithaya aprinoti. Indriya, to enjoy the senses only, this is not a business. Now is real business. We have to understand Krishna, otherwise it becomes like decoration of dead body. And Srila Prabhupada, amazingly enough, he wrote this Bhagavatam, and there is his friend, I was reading the other day, Adikeshav, his godbrother, in Allahabad. Srila Prabhupada was running the Prayag pharmacy, Prayag pharmacy, medical store, and they were buying some medicine. Prabhupada was doing some kind of, tonics. And Prabhupada said, I am producing one tonic, I know the recipe. I didn't experiment it yet, but it's very nice tonic. I am taking it myself. It's very helpful. But one day I will distribute this tonic all over the world. Medicine, very nice medicine. And then later on, many years when Prabhupada came back to India with his disciples, and he met this, and they were sitting with this Adikeshav, and he said, but Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, in one of the parikramas in Vrindavan, he made a statement. Many disciples were there, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was giving class, and he was looking at everyone. And he told to one brahmachari, okay, come, go to the west and preach. And that brahmachari, no, Guru Maharaj, it's very, very, no, please. This is Western countries, Mlechas, sinful place. No. Then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, okay, that's okay, it's okay. You're not ready, it's okay. But he said, whatever it will take, money, manpower, we will do this. That faith he had. We will do this because this is a prediction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I want to make prediction, he said. And then he looked at all his disciples. And it was Srila Prabhupada at the time, Grihastha. And he was standing far behind, leaning against the wall. He was standing. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he looked at Prabhupada. And his eyes locked with Prabhupada's eyes. And for quite considerably long time, they were looking at each other. Pin drop silence. And they were looking and looking and looking at each other. And then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati made the statement, I want to make prediction now. He said, one my disciple will spread this movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world. He will do this. And then later on, when Prabhupada was in Calcutta, actually, Adikeshav, they were good friends. And also Siddhar Swami, They were friends that time. Prabhupada provided for him his pharmacy in Calcutta, so to open first Gaudiya Math. When they were discussing, they asked him, sannyasis were discussing. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they said that one person going to spread this movement all over the world, who is that guy? And Srila Prabhupada was wearing chadar, as Grihastha, and was walking on the staircase and said, who? And Prabhupada said, do you know? Prabhupada said, yes, I know. Who? Do you know? Can you tell who is that? And Prabhupada put his chadar like this. Not you. Not you. It will be done by one crazy disciple who will dedicate his life to execute the order of his spiritual master. He will do that. And then later on, nobody knew that. Who is going to do that? And later on, when Prabhupada came with his disciples back and he was traveling, this very famous story about Pujari from Shantipur. You know the story? Srila Prabhupada, before he left to America, he was, that time Grihastha. Every time and again he used to come to Shantipur. Shantipur, this is the place of Advaita Acharya, when the Panchatattva used to meet together and planning. Because if you are failing to plan, you're planning to fail. They're planning how to distribute this movement all over the world. They're praying and praying. Haridas Thakur, Advaita Acharya, everybody. And Srila Prabhupada, before he went to America, he came to Shantipur and he used to chant mantra there as Grihastha. Every Sunday, whenever he had some break. And he was chanting and chanting and chanting all day long. And it was one pujari, old man. He was doing puja. They never talked to each other. But they knew each other, because whenever he used to do puja, he saw nobody in the temple, that white dhoti grihastha sitting only there. So this pujari, he noticed him since many years, that this guy coming regularly and chanting on the back. That's all. And one day, Srila Prabhupada, when he took sannyas, he came in saffron dress and also sit down on the same spot and was chanting. This pujari looked, wait a minute, he was grihastha, now he's sannyasi, same guy. Then Prabhupada came to pujari and said, please, pray to Advaita Acharya, bless me, because my Guru Maharaj gave me impossible order. He sent me to the West to preach to the Western countries, mlechas, people, spread the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am about to embark on this Jaladuta. And before he went to America, he came to Shantipur to ask blessings from Advaita Acharya. And this pujari said, oh yes, very difficult. Nobody in the history of humanity did that. Yes, and my Guru Maharaj gave me impossible task. Please bless me. And he left. He gave him garland and he left. And we know the journey. When Prabhupada was boarding the Jaladuta, nobody came. 5 people only came. Some Mr. Agarwal came, some representative of company came, his son, Vrindavan Chandra De. I met Vrindavan Chandra De in Allahabad personally. He used to take me around Allahabad and, here my father was driving me in bicycle, here we went, and he was resembling Prabhupada actually, Vrindavan Chandra De. And he said, that time, nobody came. Historical event, one Vaishnava, celebrity going to the West to preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mission. Nobody came to give him bye-bye. And I was so proud of my father. And then later on, Prabhupada got heart attack, but he never took any medicine. He wrote down to him a recipe to his son, and Vrindavan Chandra, they said, and I prepared the medicine, whatever my father wrote, and I sent him to America. Prabhupada was a pharmacist, And interesting enough, when Prabhupada came back with the foreigners, in Shantipur one day, one foreigner, devotee was tilak, shaved, white dhoti, distributing back to God in magazine. And he came to Pujari and said, please take the magazine. And Pujari said, give me. And he was surprised. White guy. What? Now it became normal, it's okay. Familiarity brings contempt. It's very, very strange. It's a miracle. People, meat eaters, drug addicts, prostitutes, finished people. They became devoted. Hippies became happies. So for this pujari was shocked. Can you give me a magazine? And he opened the magazine. And he opened and he saw a big photo of Srila Prabhupada. My friend! You have done it, my friend! You have done it! He was so happy. And he came to Mayapur and shared this with everyone. You should know who is your spiritual master. I knew him when nothing was there. He used to come alone and pray and pray and pray, please, please. But because he was so honest and took order of his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, he took it very seriously. And he said, do as I did. Be chaste to your husband. Manach smaretashu pater gunamste. Pater means husband. When you serve the mission, you will become instrument in transcendental hands of Krishna. I wish to become the toy in your transcendental hands. Unhappiness to destroy of the enemies and of the friends. So let's mercy of waterfall, cover this planet with love. So we can become instruments in Krishna's hands. So similarly, we can see, last thing, not the least, Srila Prabhupada said he came and he met Mr. Adikeshava, Abhay Kapoor. He met him and said, oh, I prepared the tonic, remember I told you. And I make experiment. Not with the rats and dogs, with white elephants. I made experiment with white elephants. Srila Giriraj Maharaj, His Holiness Giriraj Swami, he wrote one nice book, Dancing White Elephants. Have you seen? How they came first time to Ahmedabad, they went to India first time. And that so many people came, white people dancing in the streets. Thousands, and across Maidan in Mumbai, thousands of people came just to see, like a zoo, Some people in India, they used to touch Matajis, white one. Is it real? Maybe some color, because I never saw white people. Is it really white? And Mataji, Yamuna Mataji, and they were remembering. I have actually this one book here with me. And last time in Alachua, Achyutananda Prabhu, he gave me one nice book. It's called Blazing Sadhus. Have you read it? Blazing Sadhus, or Never Trust Swamiji who doesn't know how to dance. Blazing Sadhus. And in that book he said that, is it true that, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati sent you? Oh yes, it's there. And he said, well, my Guru Maharaj, like father, he has many, many children. Many children. But I am the only son of the business of the son to spread the business of the father. And he said, well, and they are like daughters sitting at home and waiting for the marriage. And I took to spread all over the world. Of course, some people, they were wonderful sannyasis, disciples, they were trying their best. But once Akinchan Das Babaji Maharaj, he spoke to one of the God brothers, those who went to London, to Europe to preach, but they came fruitless and they returned back. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati wanted so much to preach. He gave them so much money, so much facilities. They never used that. They came back. They opened some centers. They were trying their best. But movement didn't take off. They came back and said, it's impossible to preach in the Western countries, they said. To Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati became so angry. He never ever wanted to see their face again. That angry he became. Yes. And it was a kind of offense. And one day, Srila Prabhupada, he was taking sannyas. And during sannyas, his best friend, Akinchan Das Babaji Maharaj came. They were very good friends. And he was sitting in the yagya and he was chanting. He always chanting mantra all the time. And some sannyasis were doing purahit, doing yagya. Om Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchitananda Vigraha Swaha Idam Vidayam Swaha Idam Krishnayam, doing yagya. And Akinchan Das Babaji Maharaj was chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So this purahit, pujari here, hey, shut up, stop chanting, you're disturbing me. You're disturbing the yagya. We're chanting mantras, you're disturbing with this Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Stop. And Akinchan Das Babaji Maharaj, for a while, he just became quiet. And he saw Srila Prabhupada, Abhay Charan De. He was sitting and signing to him. Keep chanting, keep chanting. Even he told you not to chant. Srila Prabhupada waved him. Chant, chant, chant. Continue. Kirtaniya Sada Hari. And then later on, many years later, Akinchan Das Babaji Maharaj met with this sannyasi who went to London. And he told him, do you know, because they were all God brothers, you know. And Akinchan Das Babaji Maharaj, he was more senior. He said, do you know why Abai Babu became successful and you are not? Directly. Kya lena dena? Directly. Sadhu is straightforward. Do you know why Abai Babu became successful and you not? Because he has full faith in the holy name. That was I immediately understood this guy has full faith in holy name. When he told me, Chan, oh, he has full faith in holy name. And he's in the order of his spiritual master, Guru Maharaj. And somebody gave me, I got one book from Kirtiraj Prabhu from Alachua. Big book. It's called Beginning in New York. Beginning days, in New York. When Prabhupada, it is a diary of Srila Prabhupada. It was me in your home, I'll show you. It's like old diary, Prabhupada writing there. All entry, today sunrise, sunset, moonrise. Today nobody came. Today I got donation, $1. Somebody brought apple to me. Each and every entry Prabhupada writing. This big book, all diary. Prabhupada writing there. After 1 year being in New York City! Along Swamiji, when snow fall down, what's going on? White flies or something. He never saw snow in his life. So cold, so many problems are there. And Prabhupada writes, today nobody came, no donations. Prabhupada writes, it is hopeless. Hopeless. Great inconvenience today. Some water fall down on my bed and just the dirty water, sewage and stuff. This kind of crazy guy almost killed him, from his house. Then anyway, so many wonderful, amazing, how he was struggling through all these years. Now we have these facilities and stuff, but beginning was very hard. And Prabhupada writes, today is Adivas, Gaura Purnima Adivas. All my good brothers enjoying celebration in Mayapur, and I am alone sitting here. But I know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Haridas Thakur have some plan for me, and I will be preaching all over the world. It's only some time required. That faith, Shraddha Anusari Bhakti Adhikari, that faith can be given by the saintly people. That's why Shastra says, Tulayam alavina swargam na punarbhava bhagavat sanga sangasya martyanam kim utasisaha. Association with devotees can never be compared to the heavenly planets as a mountain Sumeru, nor with the opulence of this material world. Why? Because they can give us this bhakti. Krishna se tomara, Krishna dite paro, tomara shakati ache. Hami to kangala Krishna Krishna boli, daita wo pache pache. That's why we can never repay for the sadhu who gave us this spark of faith. Because he had that faith. And he brought that faith to us. Not shlokas, not tapasya, not shnik shnik hiri hiri 64 hours. That comes later on. Unless somebody ignite that. Brahmanta brahmiti kono bhagyavana jiva prasade Krishna yukurupaya bhakti lata bija. We were sinking, drowning in this world of material existence. But Sadhu came and saved us. Prabhupada came. I came to save you. What? Save or shave? Both. Save or shave, same thing. I came to save you. That's all. Prabhupada came to save us. And he did. And we never invited devotees in our life. Please come, save me. No. They came, in most of the cases, they give us book by force. They came, give us prasadam. They enter our life. And if you can read so many stories, I can tell you about some mafia people, some criminals in the, butchers in the slaughterhouse. You're giving them Bhagavad Gita and they have hands in blood. Okay, give me, oh no, give or not give, what to do? But anyway, what's the hope for him then otherwise? Take. And this guy reading Bhagavad Gita and become devotee. I know some friends, they initiated devotees, they were criminals. Some of them, they were killers in the jail. One guy was 17 years in single cell room. Mafia people. Anyway, I don't want to continue.
Russian mafia?
Russian mafia, proper mafia. Proper means mafia. And it's like, whoa. And I used to give them photo of Nrsimhadev. And they said, wow, Guruji, we like your God. Super. You know this famous photo of Nrsimhadev? That photo, you know. Famous photo like in Los Angeles. We like your God. Super. So and then some of them, they started to chant 16 rounds. And they became devotees actually. Really. So it's very tough to realize that. But so many Jagais and Madhais are there, out there. And Prabhupada came and just gave his wonderful association through the books. That's why we can never repay. And it's the fourth canto Bhagavatam says, if somebody thinking that he can repay to his Guru, who ignited that fire, it's not necessary, again, necessary Diksha Guru. In the system, our system, we have Diksha Guru comes later on. When disciple already ready, he did Bhakti Shastri course, his disciple course, he already cleaned, pampers and the urine stool cleaned, everything cleaned. He got Sikha, everything put tilak, now go and get Diksha. And he comes getting Diksha, throwing banana, boom, he's initiated now. But actually hard work done, but grassroots preachers, they're going there, going to the bottom of this existence. Sometimes they're going and suffering, struggling. Once His Holiness Mukunda Maharaj, he asked Srila Prabhupada in 1967, when Prabhupada had another heart attack, and some happened, said, I have to go to India because I may not return also. Prabhupada expected that much also. I may not be able to come back. But please, maintain whatever I give you in 2 years. Prabhupada gave something. Please, at least this much you maintain. So His Holiness Mukunda Maharaj, at the time, Michael Grant, he said, Swamiji, if you will not be able to come back, can we take initiation from your god brothers, from another gurus? Prabhupada didn't say anything. Prabhupada looked in the window with the tears in his eyes and he said, but my spiritual master saved me. He didn't say, yo, you cannot, no, you can't. No, he just said, well, that's up to you. But my spiritual master saved me. And Mukunda Maharaj said, wow, I thought I would like to go under the ground. I was so ashamed. Why did I ask this question even? Chastity means we have to be grateful. Prahlad Maharaj, very famous shloka. Prabhupada recited that in Jaladutta. I was following the general populace, falling into the well with the snakes. But my Guru Maharaj, Narada Muni, saved me. How can I give up service to him? Right? So that's very, very, very important. So Devahuti, she is very grateful to Kardama Muni, but now she is grateful. She realizes he is a great saintly person. Lava matra sadhusanga sarva siddhi hoi. Oh no, that's okay. And this is also another thing. In another chapter in Srimad Bhagavatam, last thing I will mention. It's very interesting. Sometimes devotees thinking, oh, we are unqualified, we are fallen, hopeless case, we will never be able to, make it in this lifetime. I have so much lust, greed, anger. No, Krishna gives hope. He gives hope to us. And that hope, that very famous experiment with the rats. Shall I tell you one more small example? It's illustrating, the scientists, they make the experiment with the rats. Prabhupada did with white elephants, but scientists with the rats. They took one vessel with water and they dropped one rat in that vessel. They dropped it. And they wanted to see how much time it will take for this rat to survive. And after 15 minutes, 15 exactly minutes, and after 16 minutes, this rat drowned. Could not maintain anymore. A little cruel experiment, but that's what they wanted to know. How much rat can survive in the water without any help? And then next rat they put, also struggling, and they were sure 15 minutes and it also was dry. And sure enough, after 15 minutes it's about to dry, but scientists, they picked this rat, put him in the warm place, fed, let this rat to take rest, feed nicely, happily. So next morning this rat became very fresh and then again took it and throw in the same water container. And again, This rat was struggling and they were sure enough, oh, it will survive 15 minutes only. 15. And to their amazement, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours, 60 hours, they were able to maintain themselves, not drowning. Why? Because they got the hope and faith that once we were saved already, so we have a hope that this time also somebody will save us. So that hope, it's very great, powerful, force behind. When Sadhu in 3rd canto Bhagavatam explained 353, saintly people traveling all over the world out of compassion, samsarinam karunayaha purana guhyam, not because they need nonsense $10 donations, out of compassion because they can see the suffering of living entities. Anyunya vaira sukha lesha hetu ananta dukkham chanaveda mudha. There is suffering, unlimited sufferings, sukha lesha, for the sake of sense, little happiness in Meru Parvat. Drop of happiness, sukha lesha hetu ananta dukkham chanaveda mudha. And these fools, they don't even understand this, their suffering. Therefore, they can see adharma shilasya sudukhitasya. They're traveling and giving Krishna consciousness knowledge because they can see, because of irreligious behavior, everybody is so unhappy, frustrated. That's why they're traveling out of compassion, giving this knowledge. And even people not qualified, they have so many material attachments inside. Krishna says in 11th canto Bhagavatam, very interesting, Jata Shradho Matkathasu Nirvinnak Sarva Karmasu Veda Dukkhatmakam Kaman Parityagepi Anishwaraha Tato Bhajetamam Pritaha Shraddha Ardha Driddha Nischayaha Susamanaschatam Kaman Tukhodakamscha Garhayam. He says, having awakened the faith in the narration of my glories, being disgusted with these material activities, knowing that all sense gratification leads to misery, but still being unable to renounce all the sense enjoyments, my devotee should remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. Even he is not able to give up certain attachments, even though he is sometimes engaged in sense enjoyment. My devotee knows that all this sense gratification leads to a miserable result, and he sincerely repents about that. But he happily should continue. Krishna gives hope, but those who develop the faith in my narration and glory, Shraddha. So that's why even small Shraddha given by Sadhu will save us from great danger. So that's why Prabhupada gave us safe position, right? Svalpapesa dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. We may not be qualified, that's okay. As I said yesterday, in Russian I wrote one line. Я знаю, что не готов, но долг прогоняет грусть. Метла выметает дом, хоть веник и грязный пусть. Means, I know that I am not ready, but sense of duty pushing me forward. Because broom may be dirty, broom, but he cleaning the room and room is clean. Broom may be dirty, but room is clean. Hello, room is clean, though broom is dirty. That's okay, Krishna. I may go to hell, that's fine, but I did my service, at least this much. And Krishna doesn't care you, dirty or clean. Apavitra, apavitrava, sarvavastagatopivam, yasmarin pundari kaksham. It is said Krishna is a sun, and sun can evaporate urine in 1 second. Just like that. 1 second. Boom. But we have to show from our side how sincere we are. And Prabhupada said, you have to be sincere. And somebody said, Srila Prabhupada, what does it mean to be sincere? Prabhupada said, to be sincere means to be sincere. Because we have to be sincere. Hello. That's why by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, by Vaishnavas, we need each other. We definitely need each other to encourage each other. 11 Canto Bhagavatam, 3rd chapter, text number 30. Parasparanukathanam. They would be coming, they associating and encouraging each other. This is your homework. Please read 11, 3, 30. And wonderful commentary there. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana ki jai. Gaura Premanande. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Maybe one question if you want. Actually, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. There is, now we have Pura Dunya Mutti mein, now we are online. You can never even watch again.
Yeah.
But it's nice physical association, always beneficial. Because by mobile telephone, you cannot just get prasadam, you cannot get transformation of the feelings and energy.
We have one hand up. We'll take them first online.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna, Mother Madhavigarangi, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All praise to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for such a wonderful class, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a question. You mentioned about the Apsara that when they are about to fall down 1 year before they get pregnant. So how we connected with the pastime of Urvashi and Pururava in 9th canto, because it's given that Pururava and Urvashi, they had 6 sons. And even after having 6 sons, Urvashi left Pururava, and you know the entire story. And then Pururava met with Urvashi. So I just got confused that how
Urvashi, she was cursed. She was cursed to come to this planet. She came to this realm. So far I remember. She came to this realm. She was actually, Urvashi also, she is a special Apsara. But for the sake of Leela, actually she was also sent to this planet, Pururava Maharaj. So he was attracted to her. Same thing with Ganga Devi, she is also a heavenly damsel. But she was also drowning, sorry, no. It was mixed up. But Urvashi, she was doing that because just to get, and he was running after her naked, right? So this is a story. But she gave condition. I don't remember about the children's, but I remember that she said give condition. She had 2 lambs, and she gave 2 conditions. You can never become in front of me naked, and you can never, you have to always protect my lambs. I don't remember about 6 children, but I remember this is a king, not Pururava Maharaj. It's, I believe, Shantanu, no? And Ganga. Shantanu and Ganga. And then Ganga was drowning the children because they are Vasus, 7 Vasus. And then when 7th child was there, he stopped her. Hey, you cannot do that. All right, you stopped me, keep it. And then later on she left him, but then she sent, this was Bhishma Pitamaha. He sent Bhishma Pitamaha to the heavenly planets because he was one of the Vasu who was in charge of stealing that Kamdhenu cow from saintly person. And he was, bearing the consequences by staying back in this material world. Yes, since children, demigods, they have different levels also. This is Gandharva Loka, this is Siddha Loka, different levels. And from certain level, in the heavenly planets, people, they don't have any child production and delivery wards, no hospitals there, because there is no contraceptives, because there is no enjoyment as you want. But to continue that, and children born also, 16 years old immediately. There is no some nursery and KG level, nursery, some kindergartens. When child born, he born immediately 16 years old. So many things we cannot conceive, of course, but for the sake of Leela, sometimes Krishna can make exceptions also. What I understand. It's Avichinta Tattva.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so
much.
But
as for Pururava Maharaj and Urvashi, I don't remember that they got children. They didn't get children?
Yes, it's given in 9th canto
Pururava
chapter.
Maharaj. I know that he became so much attached, and Urvashi used to come every year to him. Once, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, Prabhu. It's given in 9th canto
Mataji,
chapter.
do you remember that?
Yes, Prabhu. I'm saying
she used to come to him like that. Once, and then only one time she agreed to be with him.
Yes, Prabhu, about their children, it's mentioned in 9th canto, chapter number 15. Actually, Parshuram, Lord Parshuram is comes in the dynasty of Pururava and Uru.
Yeah.
And
So Krishna Leela, Krishna sometimes has his transcendental autocrat. He
yes,
can break the rules and he can do whatever he wants.
yes,
But so far I read, I know that Apsaras, they're getting pregnant only 1 year before
okay,
they're going to stop their existence and so on. They're going back. Bhagavatam says that, Bhagavad Gita says that, Punya, when Punya became finished, they have to come back to Karma, Kshetra, Karma Bhumi, this planet, to earn another Punya. So planet Earth is a Karma Bhumi. They're doing karma, good or bad, and they're getting results from Earth. And from Earth only, usually people can go back to Godhead, usually.
yes,
So that many demigods, they want to take birth on this planet Earth and take part in this movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because from heavenly planets, it's too good there, people hardly, even here, in America, people have so much wealth to do so much wealth, so nobody wants to do tapasya, tapodivyam. They want to do only ritualistic sakam bhaktas. So in heavenly planets, people enjoying for 10,000 years, it's so much opulence, they simply want to do rituals. They love Krishna, but they want Krishna to come to save them from demon problems. Once problem solved, Krishna, thank you very much, you go back. And they're not very much keen to go back to Godhead because they also feel comfortable here. They also kalpavrikshas, they also cows there. No much trouble, but they have to be like shaken 1 year before they're going to stop their existence. Notice come from visa office. Your visa is about to expire. Like diesel, some red, yellow color comes, light. It means your diesel is almost over.
Prabhu, your voice is very low.
Notice to the apsaras and to demigods that they're going, this last limit coming, so that boom, another demigod manifests from them. That's what I learned. And
thank
when
you
it's
so
on
much.
exceptions, then she produced some kids for him.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank
Hare
you
Krishna.
for the wonderful
Thank you,
clarification.
Mataji. Nice.
Thank you.
But it's like a deep study of Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada wanted us to study Bhagavatam with all intricacies and details. That's absorption. We have to be absorbed in studies. Otherwise, Kaliman Shaitanka Ghar, empty mind devil workshop. Thank you. Wonderful thing I will make research about that and I'll let you know.
Thank you, Prabhu, for wonderful
Any other
clarification.
questions?
A question about hope. There's a very nice story about the rats and how they drown, and just a little bit of because they were saved once, he can continue to go on and on with the hope that he's going to eventually be saved. Yes. And there's so much discouragement just in life. The material world is, even sometime among devotees, there's discouragement.
Not sometime, very often. Very often.
And even that it was supposed to be maybe the source of hope, sometimes they're also the source of discouragement. How can we, the proper way to see even discouragement that comes our way, how do we train ourselves to understand that this is supposed to become a source of inspiration for us? How do we turn discouragement into inspiration?
Very nice. Thank you. Very good question, actually. Srila Prabhupada said that this bhakti process is like electricity. Electricity. An expert electric, he can make out of electricity refrigerator and heater also. Depends how you're using this or misusing this. In his book, Bhaktivinoda Thakur also express bhakti viveka. He says there's two kind of bhakti. This one of this, chaya bhakti, like shadow of bhakti. Looks like bhakti. Very often we're practicing bhakti and we're thinking we are devotees. Pratibimba and chaya. So there's like, reflections. And we can only reflect bhakti. We're getting some kind of slight reflection. And many people coming to ISKCON, it's like hospital, Prabhupada said. It's not a hotel, this is a hospital. And everybody coming with their disease. And the biggest disease is impersonalism. You love me or hate me, but don't be indifferent. Very often we coming just putting tilak and kanti doesn't mean that we develop this love and personal attachment. We are in the process. Dadati pratigrihnati guhyamachati prichati bhukti bhujayati chaiva. Sat priti lakshanam. This is an affectionate relationship with each other. This is a foundational principle actually. In spiritual world, when we go there, there's billions and millions of devotees and we have to know how to associate with each other. Unfortunately, when we're coming from very prakrita consciousness, bhakti, neophyte, because we have our own ambitions and false ego and so many demands, insecurities. So therefore, very often it is said in 4th canto Bhagavatam, nobody can affect you and hurt you as your near and dear people. Lord Shiva tells to Sati, you cannot tolerate when Daksha will offend you, you will not be able to take it. When enemy, outside people offend, it's okay, it's understandable. But when your own people, meaning devotees sometimes, they hurt you emotionally, physically, spiritually, very painful. So Prabhupada said impersonalism, Mayavada. Once he was walking with his disciple in Mayapur, and it was like stream of water, like stream. And his disciple, young man, he jumped on that side, just jumped. And then Prabhupada was elderly man with stick, he could not just cross it. Disciple said, Srila Prabhupada, give me your hand, I'll help you. And Prabhupada gently placed his hand and disciple just pull him on that side. And Prabhupada, with the help of disciple, he crossed that obstacle. And after crossing, he's still holding the hands of disciple. And then after crossing and feeling comfortable, Prabhupada just pushed that disciple very strongly, and that disciple fall down on the ground. Prabhupada, what is this? And Prabhupada said, this is Mayavada. I need Guru to cross the difficulties. And once I'm safe, I don't need Guru anymore. This is impersonal. Devotees worshipping Krishna Murti, and as soon as everything is over, oh, moksha, we don't need Krishna anymore. Very dangerous. That's why Mayavada Katha Sunile Bhakti Sarvanash. More dangerous than atheism. Very dangerous. It means I love you and then finally I don't need you. Get lost. Next. I want Ram Rajya, but I don't want Ram. I want your knowledge, Guruji, but actually I don't care for you, but you give me knowledge. You know, can you imagine I'm coming and I'm flattering, ha, 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 ha. And then at the end, can you give me $1 million? Oh no. You worry about dollars only, not about me. Very discouraging, isn't it? So how to become enthusiastic? We have to have proper motivation and we have to grow ourselves to the Madhyama level. Because on Madhyama level, I think it's Bhagavatam 4th canto 11, 12, 13. I'll just show you how to associate with people to get encouragement. And you know, Madhyama Adhikari, he knows how to distinguish envious people, junior people, equals and seniors. And he makes his behavior accordingly with these people. But most probably we getting hurt and frustrated when we getting wrong association in wrong way. We don't know how to associate with people. And I call it how to keep always enthusiastic. It's called a respectful distance. Keep respectful distance. Meaning distance from which you cannot criticize people and see only good qualities in them. That's called respectful distance. Because somehow everybody trying their best, surrendering to Krishna. With some people we can be very, very familiar, very close, and even poke each other, hey, and still be respecting and love each other. We can be open, you know. But some people, when you come close, hey, we start to see faults in them. The distance from which you can see the faults, it's called, you cross the respectful distance, go back. And the distance from where you don't see any faults, that's called respectful distance. In some cases with devotees, it may be 1 kilometer. Like that. Because not everybody pure devotees. Prabhupada says in 8 Canto Bhagavatam, chapter 9, text number 28. Read that. Very strong purport, Prabhupada says. Many people come into this Krishna consciousness, but they are karmis. They want to enjoy Krishna's property. Now, just because they put tilak and dhoti doesn't mean that they are devotees yet. Prabhupada straightforward telling. So that's why we said, don't blame the mirror if you have ugly face. So, well, you, in Nepalese they say, dhoka pais mangale apna dhangale. So, we suffering because our own mistakes. We didn't know how to behave with the people, once born, twice shy. We have to discriminate with the people. And it is said, how to associate with people. Very interesting, if I'll correctly find out. Yeah, I'll just try to find yeah, see? Titikshaya karunaya maitrya chakhila jantushu Samatvena cha sattvatma bhagavan samprasidati. This one saying, it is said to Dhruva Maharaj, that the Lord is very satisfied with his devotee when the devotee greets other people with tolerance, mercy, friendship and equality. That's what we have to, how to treat everyone. Then if we can treat everyone and associate with everyone in a healthy way, we'll be enthusiastic. But when we are envious, when we are greedy, when we, disturbed, ashantasya kutah sukham, Krishna says. If you are not happy inside your mind, how you can be happy? Your mind don't disturb. So ashantasya, if you're not happy, how you can, and if you're not peaceful in your mind, how you can be happy? So we have to create an environment where we can be happy, and we have to avoid toxic people, envious people. We have to find out swajatiya. And association means, Rupa Goswami explains 4 things. Swajati, Ashabandha, Snigdha and the Ashraya. 4 things. Then you'll be happy. Swajati means equal-minded people of the same group blood. Because blood can be red color but different groups. B plus, B minus. It's red but it's not mixable. What to do? That's reality. And in the spiritual world there's leftists and rightists, There's a Ashta, Yuteshwaris, Ashtasakis, 8 people division, 8. It's called Yuteshwari. Yuteshwari means in charge, Gopi in charge. Like Ashtasaki is in charge. Then we have Manjaris, then we have different categories of devotees. And they're not mixing together. They have left side, there's Radharani's group, there's another Gopis group. They love each other. In fact, in Janmashtami, in the Gopala Champu, it's explained that only in Janmashtami, for the pleasure of Krishna, everybody coming together and enjoying festival, Nanda Baba, Vrishabhanu, Yashoda, Kirtida, Radharani, Chandravali, all opposites coming together, and they throwing butter and enjoying, then into their respective places. Because too much, will be conflict, because they are on different angle. Somebody thinking, I am Krishna's, and somebody thinking, Krishna is mine. Mood is different, bhava is different. That's why we have to understand who to associate. And that's why it said real friends and lovers, not those who are looking at each other, but those who are looking the same dimension, same direction. So it's Ashabandha, same goal should be there. Snigdha, affection has to be there. Affection. Man convinced against his will of the same opinion still. Don't give advice unless you are hired. Sometimes people, they don't want to listen from you. Fine, no problem. And in some place, people just looking to hear from you. So we are not trying to make people interested. We are looking for interested people. We are not making them interested. That's why you can see some people inspired by one spiritual master. Somebody is irritated by the same mind master. How is this? I don't understand his philosophy. The way he's presenting is not my way. And some people, wow, they love it. So we are all so different and beautiful indeed. But we have different rasas with Krishna. That's why it's called respectful distance. We have to respect everyone, but we should not allow anyone to encroach and to disturb our devotional service. Prabhupada said we cannot allow anyone to take our devotional service from us. This is our way to please Krishna, and Krishna happy exactly with you in the way you have rasa with him. And Krishna is Rasaraj Sri Krishna, he enjoying everything. So there's no point of criticizing anyone. Simply we have to establish proper respectful distance and honestly accept the fact that we are still in the process. We are patients in the hospital, and we should not be discouraged. Another way to see when discouragement comes from devotees, Prabhupada said, don't be angry with the instrument of your own karma. Just accept it. It's my own mistakes. Because of my mistakes, I'm supposed to get much more. But Krishna giving me this much. Thank you. I was always complaining that I have pain in my fingers due to small size of the shoes. I was always complaining, pain in my fingers, until I saw somebody who doesn't have the legs. I'm okay, because somebody much worse than me. So similarly, when we're complaining, there is so much worse situation in the world. Our case is nothing. Prabhupada, some disciple came to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I am so much big problem, so big problem. You're insignificant servant, help me, I have big problem. Prabhupada said, how insignificant living being can have significant problem? Your problem also insignificant. And also we can solve the problem when we are uplifting our consciousness. Really. When you see you standing on the ground, you can see in New York, small building, huge skyscraper, it's like difference can be seen, dua. But when you're flying in the Boeing 777, 11,000 feet, small spots, you can't even see that. It's very insignificant. When you just simply just leave this body, you'll be laughing at yourself, how stupid I am. Why it was so big problem. When small kids, I remember, in the sandbox in the kindergarten, give me my toy, why is it my toy? Oh no, toys are poison. Fighting like tooth and nail, my toy, my big problem. Now I'm looking back, oh no, I'm laughing at myself. What is this? Such insignificant, what is small, insignificant problem. Problem is that we are very, very down in our consciousness. That's why all problems become very big. But Chaitanya Charitamrita says, those who remember Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the biggest problem become very small. But those who forget him, Viparitam Syat, those who are forgetting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even small things will become big obstacle for you. So main problem, I believe, when we forget about Krishna, then all things become disturbance for us. Utpatayaiva kalpate, disturbance. And then what is the solution? Prabhupada said, all problems, even in Vaishnava society, because you're not doing kirtan together sufficiently. If you can calm all the negative parties, come together and let's do kirtan for 10 hours continuously until problem solved. Hare Krishna, together. Bahumilitvam tad gana sukham Krishna ganam. People coming together, happily glorifying Krishna, that's the medicine. And we're doing everything except this. Because we don't want even to see each other. So that's a hopeless case. Prahlad Maharaj says that sometimes material solution becomes even worse than problem itself. Material solutions becomes even worse than problem. So that's why we have medicine, we have solution, but we're not taking medicine according to prescription. Come together, do kirtan, and all these insignificant things will just go away. Comparing to the eternity, 10,000 years mission we have, small, petty, false ego. I'm right, you are right, you are wrong. Come on, mama kah pandavah cheva. Separatist mentality, because we're in tamoguna, rajaguna. Jiva Goswami explains this in Bhakti Sandarbha, in his Anuchedas. And Kapila Dev also in 3rd canto Bhagavatam, here only, when Kapila Dev will come to Devahuti, he will say in 29th chapter, he explains the devotional service in 3 modes of material nature. Devotional service in Tamoguna, in Rajaguna, and Sattva-guna. How to understand? Everybody wearing tilak, but something happens. Big disturbance creating. Why? Because originally motivation was wrong. So I always ask, what is your motivation of what you are doing? Because somebody wants puja, labha, pratishta, jiva, hingsa, kutinati, I want some respect. Let's be honest, let's check, what do I want? Do I want recognition, janam, sundarim? That's why all great people, they're praying. Ajata pak, no. Nanaka prishtam chaparamishtam na sarvabhaumam na rasadhipatyam na yoga siddhir na punarbhavam. I don't want anything. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam bhajagat shakam mayi mama janmani janmanishwari bhavatat bhakti rahaitu kitvai. Like that. And that's why what happens, because we want all those things. Puja, pratishta, lava, kanaka, kamini, so many things, upasakas. We are watering seed, but also weeds growing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained that. And if we are not timely, take it out. It looks like bhakti. can cover. And that's why Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also explains in his Madhurya Kadambini, when Anartha Nivritti comes, there is one stage particularly called Tarangarangini. And Tarangarangini means to enjoy the results of your bhakti. People start to give you donations, people start to praise you, wow, Prabhu, Jaya Jaya Prabhu, garlands, super. And then all of a sudden somebody will take it from you. What? You know, how dare you can take? That's problem. Today only I was reading one small story that it was one farmer, he purchased one rhinoceros, rhinoceros, and put him in the cage. And the first week he was feeding him 40 kilo of grains, 40 kilo. Next week he put him 20 kilo. Then after 1 month, he started to give him 10 kilo because he ran out of grains, 10 kilo. So rhinoceros, when 20 kilo was tolerating, 10 kilo, he became irritated. But one day, farmer happened to give him 2 kilo only. That time, rhinoceros became very angry. He started to beat, smash this cage, iron cage, smashing, bleeding already, everything, blood coming, and he's so angry. And finally, he got wounded himself, and out of blood, deficiency, he died. So this rhinoceros killed him. Why? What was the cause? Not cage, not farmer. Because when you're reducing, sometimes you're giving people so much, but when you're reducing your mercy, they're becoming angry with you. Punar musika bhava. They're becoming, the story, right? When sadhu make the rat make cat, then they make this cat dog, and then they make tiger, and then now I am very powerful, and power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Sometimes people getting this many. One Maharaj in ISKCON, he was saying, when they are new bhaktas, they're so humble. Oh, dasa, 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 anudasa. When they're getting first initiation, they become dasa. When they're getting second initiation, they become Prabhu. And when they're getting sannyas or post of president, they're competing with Mahaprabhu. Sometimes very difficult even to argue with these guys. I have experience. I remember them, they were in the street, smoking cigarettes. Really. And we took them, cleaned them, trained them, put them, give them support, everything facilitate. People arguing with us. You don't understand, Patridas. Yeah, you understand. Yeah, you don't understand. Yeah. Punar Mushika Bhava. Become mouse again. That's what happened. God gives and forgives, and man get and forget. And start to get faults in others. Dosa drishti. That's the danger of coming close to spiritual master. Naraka buddhi. We start to see faults in spiritual master. Unnecessary. Right? And we can oversee the mood. That's why it's very difficult to understand spiritual master. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he went to chant so people not disturb him at all. Because he was getting disturbed by so many people, devotees, Hindus. He used to go to the house of prostitute and chant there. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So here nobody will look for me. Or he sometimes used to go to the toilet, like bathroom, like proper stinking place. Hari, very nice, no problem. Nobody will come to me here. Like that. Sometimes devotees are knowingly doing all these stupid things just to get rid from this socially correct people. And many people coming to Bhakti Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Okay, Guruji, bless me, bless me. Are you sure? Yes, bless me. Okay, stay with me. Give up all your money. No, I cannot. Then nonsense. What do you all this only, just religious entertainment only. All the show. Who is serious? That's why we should not think that we are in the process. We are trying to become devotees one day. Once Srila Prabhupada was going in the airport, and so many hundreds of devotees came to Prabhupada to send him, to pay farewell. Prabhupada, they came and they fill up the airport, departure. Everybody says, all chairs became occupied and everybody sit down on the floor. 100 devotees, and Prabhupada sitting in the chair waiting for his fun. Attention, attention, please, flight number. So he's waiting for his flight, and devotees also sitting around. Everybody waiting, like ocean of devotees. So police came and said, hello, sir, you have to empty this place, because it became traffic jam. So many passengers, they cannot walk. Everybody should go outside. So they told Vishnujan Swami, you make announcement, all devotees should go outside. Tell all devotees to go outside of airport, because it's creating trouble here. So Vishnujan Swami stand up on the chair. This announcement only for devotees, please. Everybody, those who are devotees, because so many outside people there also. Business people, travelers, passengers. Only devotees, please. Only devotees of Krishna. Stand up and go outside, please. Everybody, nobody wants to move. Nobody wants to leave Prabhupada. So again, this announcement only for devotees, please. Those who are devotees, stand up and go outside. Nobody moving even. Third time, this announcement only for devotees of Krishna, please stand up and go outside. Nobody moving. Only Prabhupada stand up and walk away. Yes, who is devotee? One time somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, Swamiji, reporter, how many devotees do you have in your movement? Pure devotees. And Srila Prabhupada asked his secretary, how many devotees we have? 500, Prabhupada. We have 500 pure devotees. And the next time somebody asked him, Swamiji, how many pure devotees you have? And all disciples said, oh Prabhupada, we have so many, 500 pure devotees. Who is devotee? If there is only devotee in our movement, it's only me. We are all trying to become devotees. Once Yamuna Mataji, Yamuna Devi, she learned 5 shlokas of Ishopanishad by heart. Ishavasyamadam sarvam yat kinchat jagatam jagat. So only 5 shlokas. And Prabhupada took them to, I believe, Ahmedabad, on the big stage, thousands of people in the pandal, and some Mayavadi sannyasi sitting there. And Prabhupada said, my disciples, foreigners, Western people, they know Ishopanishad by heart completely. Because Mayavadis are very much proud of their Sanskrit. My Western lecture disciples, Western devotees, they also know full Upanishad by heart. So, wow. Yamuna Devi, come, prove them. And she knew only 5 shlokas. But because Guru ordered, I have to do it. So she came out and her heart, you can hear microphone. Ishvaraha, Paramaha, Krishnaha. She spoke 1 shloka. Prabhupada says, next. Second shloka. Prabhupada said, next. Third shloka. Next. And in her arsenal, she had only 1 more left. Next. And she recites last shloka, 5th shloka. And then she, what next? If he'll say next, I'm finished. And Prabhupada said, enough. You understand? What did She's such a relief. And then Prabhupada said, my disciple, he was an example of Giriraj Maharaj, when his parents came and his father offered him 1 big check. He said, you can write down any number, that money is yours. Any amount of zeros you write down, it's your money. But you have to come back to America. And Giriraj Maharaj, he turned his check. I am not selling my guru. When Prabhupada became to know about that, Prabhupada was so proud. Wow, that is real disciple. Chaste disciple. This is real disciple. And one day, Prabhupada, he was giving lecture in Pandal, and he said, my Western disciple, they're so loyal to me that even I will give them $1 million check, they will never reject me. And everybody, wow, like a whole audience clapping. And disciples also, yes, Prabhupada, no, not you. Nobody give you yet $1 million. That I'm saying for the sake of preaching, but don't clap, because nobody gave you yet. So sometimes Prabhupada was exaggerating for the preaching purpose, but he was indicating that time will come that we will be tested. How chaste. Why are we? Chase disciples to the order of spiritual master. But many people coming with their alternative motivations. Artha jigyasu, which is okay. Somebody comes for money, somebody wants to get some mixture bhakti, karma mishra bhakti, yoga mishra bhakti, psychology mishra bhakti, astrology mishra bhakti, green card to America mishra bhakti. So many things are there, which is okay. Krishna tolerating everyone. And he providing everything. Okay, no problem. You want swarga? No problem. Sakam bhakta. But to get pure devotee, very rare, who dedicate his life to the order of his spiritual master, like Srila Prabhupada, very, very rare. Brahman, and to understand the mood of Guru, that's real. Prabhupada said, to do puja, agarvati and flowers, Guru puja, Haribol, that's okay. So many Haribols we have. But somebody who can take the mission of my mission and dedicate his life to this, that's the main thing. Many disciples, if you said, I was telling, they come into Guru Puja, they didn't even know the language. They didn't know language. They didn't know Bengali, they didn't know Hindi. And when they were chanting, Shri Guru Charana Padma, and Prabhupada was laughing, they were worshipping the bull. Because in Bengali, Guru means cow. They didn't know. Sometimes I can see also disciples, Tulasi Krishna Priyasi Sasaradana Nalalila Lola, something. They don't know what they're chanting. Sasaradana Nalalila Loka. Something, or Tulasi Krishna Preyasi, something. They don't even know what they're chanting. Some line I remember, they were chanting, Kripa Karo Diya, Ei Nivedana Dharo, Sakira Nugata Koro, Sevayadi Kara Diya Karani Jatasi. So, what is Kara? Koro needs make me devotee, make me your eternal maid servant. Koro. Karani, Karoni. They do all these difficult things, so many funny things. But Krishna says, Pandit vadati Vishnave, Murkha vadati Vishnaya. Om Vishnaya Namaha. This is not correct. Correct? Om Vishnave Namaha. But Krishna is Bhavagrahi Janardana, therefore both of them are getting the same benefit. No problem, provided our motivation is correct. When small baby speaking broken language, Papa, Mommy, something nonsense he's speaking, but mother like it very much. Oh, very nice. Somebody told me when I learned Hindi and Nepali, and when, sometimes you're speaking crazy things, because sounds very funny. But guess what? People like this. Because it's like, wow, when baby learning language, it's become so sweet. When somebody speaking colloquial language, it's not a big deal. But somebody is just trying to learn, it's becoming such an encouragement for us. Okay, bolo. How are you? Oh, very nice. Or in Nepali, Kosto cha, kaisa hai? Oh, he speaks Hindi. Achhi hai. Kaisa hai? What's the big deal? Just one line. I'm learning Chinese now, and when I'm speaking, Mama, wow, he speaks Hindi. What's the big deal? Just one line only, I just memorized. But it's such a great, in the eyes of others, it's so great. So similarly, we say, Hare Krishna, wow, oh, Polo demigods, Krishna and Radharani, wow, he spoke. After billions of lifetimes, he spoke, Hare Krishna, listen. Isn't it? That's what. Very Sakrit Eva Prasannaya. Only one time somebody speaks Hare Krishna. Yamaraj says in 6th Canto Bhagavatam, you should never come close to this guy because he's devotee. Because after many, many lifetimes, Ishat Antakata Papam Jananam Punya Karmanam. Only somebody can pronounce holy name of Lord. Other people, we went to the park in Washington, and so in the entry to that park was a policeman standing. I said, oh, he saw me in the car. Oh, who are you? I said, do you know something about Hare Krishna? I heard about that. And I said, can you say Hare Krishna? Can you say Hare Krishna? Krishna means attractiveness, and Hare means love, something universal love. Can you say Hare Krishna? Just say, what's wrong with that? Hare Krishna. Well, I have my own religion. People just, and then other people, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. They're so open-hearted, You can see different people. Some people just cannot say, what is this? Their lips not moving even. Some because they took too much beef, too much sinful activities. That's why antagata papam, jananam punya karmanam. We need some punya piety to practice this. So, but Prabhupada said, I created your piety. I transfer from my bank account, I transfer to your bank account. It's nothing to do with us. So that's why we can never repay spiritual master. Never. He ignited that attraction, Saiva Sadhu Shukrito, because Guru is representative of Madan Mohan, Sambandha Shakti. That's why Guru, in material world, we never attracted by Krishna, but through Guru, wow, this is person, special person. And our mind become attracted, because Krishna acted through that person to attract our attention to the lotus feet of Krishna. So that's why Prithu Maharaj, he says in 4th Canto Bhagavatam, if somebody thinks that he can repay spiritual master for what he have given to him, he is simply joker. Vinoda Patram, he is a joker. You can never repay for whatever you have got. That's called gratitude. So, and if you're grateful always, you'll be very humble also, all the time. And when we are humble, you'll be satisfied with whatever prasada lesha, was bare minimum we are getting. But the moment we start to expect something, I was given 40 kilo, now he's giving me only 2 kilo. What is this? Before Guru was feeding you a spoon every day. And then Guru becomes busy, he has another disciples, so many thousands of them. He doesn't have time for you anymore. Guru Maharaj is called insecure attachment, psychologically. Insecure attachment. We start to demand between husband and wife, when it's insecure, it becomes demanding attachment. You have to give me attachment. To such extent, it's psychology. Parents, I know the case, one parent had small baby, and when this small baby became 4 years old, they decided to make another baby. And they make another baby, and naturally all attention goes to the infant baby, right? So this young baby got all attention of father and mother, and this 4 years old girl stopped getting much attention as before. Mommy. And she became envious of this young baby. All attention goes to young baby, not for me. And one day, father went to the office and mom went to cook. And she told to her, seemingly grown-up child, 4 years old, okay, my dear, take care of your young brother, okay? You take care. Okay. And she put him in cradle because the baby was sleeping. And just hoping I'll cook some milk for the baby. And mother went to the kitchen, and this elderly, 4 years old, she took this baby and threw it through the window. She threw this baby, small baby, out of the window of the skyscraper. Now again I will be in the center. Otherwise they're giving all attention to this baby. Throw it. Now they will give attention to me. That envious, this nature. It's called insecure attachment. Anyway, this is another topic. That's why sometimes with devotees, they are so much spoiled. My Guru Maharaj told me once, you guys, you're spoiled. You're getting so much association with your spiritual master. In our case, we saw Prabhupada only a few times in our life. I saw Prabhupada only a few times in my life. He gave me order and I'm just taking this order. Srila Prabhupada saw his Guru only maximum, maybe you can count on a few hands. That's all. But he took it very seriously. Vani. And nowadays, young generation, Gen Z and millennials, all this. They want everything very quickly, high quality, and ideally free. Doesn't work like that. They want immediately things because they don't want to tolerate. They don't want, the scrolling. It's scientifically proved now. Those who are scrolling like this, they're judgmental. They're becoming very judgmental in their behavior. They start to judge everyone immediately. I like, I don't like, I like, I dislike. They become intolerable, they cannot tolerate, they become judgmental, and you can see young generation, they're spoiled by this weapon of destruction. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and if you're not getting them likes, they become disturbed. Today I didn't get likes, what is this? Very, very much. People worry. They always want to get, 3 things. Money, health, and free time. When they are young, they have plenty of time, free time, they have health but no money. In the middle age, they have money and health but no time. But in the old age, they have plenty of time and money but no health. When they're young, before 20 years, they worry what others thinking about me. They worry what people think about me. No? From 30 to 50, they don't care what people thinking about me. Who cares? After 50 and up, they realize nobody even thinking about you. Nobody even thought about you. Who cares for you? But we are too much obsessed about our own personality, in the center. That's all cause of all problems. That even in society, when we have separatist mentality, self-centered mentality, that's why Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he says, don't think less about yourself. Less think about yourself. Selfless. It's a very nice book. To die before death. To die before death. We have to kill our false ego. That's why we are servant of the servant. We are serving others. We are not expecting anything. Amanina manadina. Giving respect, never respecting for ourselves. But unfortunately, because we're coming and the frustration comes and people, they are unfulfilled desires. They expected something, but they didn't get it. Make sense? That's why it's discouraging. Because somebody comes selflessly doing and somebody, this very, very nice poem of Mother Teresa. Do it anyway. Have you read that?
I heard it before, yeah.
Like that, you can read, very nice. If you are successful, you will be always having real enemies and false friends. To be successful anyway. If you give everything you have, it will be never enough for others and they will criticize you. Give away everything anyway. If you construct something all your life, people will destroy it in one night. Continue constructing anyway. So anyway, because at the end of the day, it's between you and him, and it was never between you and them anyway. Like that. That's why we, good-hearted people with good motivation, continue doing. Even this bumping and jumping, so many envious people barking, what can be done? If you have good intention to please Guru and Krishna and Vaishnava, just continue doing this. Because people were criticizing even Krishna. Shishupal, Dantavakra, even Krishna, he got enemies. What to speak about us? Even Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they wanted to kill him. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they wanted to kill him. Can you imagine? Ramanujacharya, you tell me. So therefore, we have to simply tolerate, and there's Mamtitikshasva Bharata. Tolerance is the first quality. Humility, tolerance, and forgiveness. 3 qualities. Foundation of Bhakti. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains. So we can check that. But we should not expect much, because when we expect it too much, we become frustrated, and frustration, ashantasya kutah sukham, we can never be happy. That's why mafale shukadachanam. We are doing these things, remembering we are simply instruments. We should never take credit for whatever we have done. That's freedom from false ego. But false ego means ahankara vimulatma kartahamati manyate. Kart aham. False ego thinks I am doing that. Guru Maharaj simply, what does he know? I am doing everything. And Guru was using him for some time, but then when you disconnect the branch from the tree, it be green. It will remain green for some time. But it's only a question of time. I give example, the kite, kite? They're playing with a kite. Kite always attached with a rope. And to make this kite fly, somebody has to pull it always, control it. But somebody, what is this? I already high enough. Why I don't need this rope? I don't need this anymore. Oh, really? Huh? Sometimes due to wind of time, it become broken. See, now this old man, I don't need him anymore. All this, now I am independent. I can do whatever I want. For how long? It's only a question of time before you fall down. So like that, that's why. Anyways, maybe a little bit too late.
This was very good, thank you.
I can give you one last example, just to make it as a little fun. Too much philosophy.
Why not?
It's like, one beggar came to the house of very rich landlord, very rich. Wow, this beggar came which happens sometimes with life members. Did you notice sometimes, especially when we have temple construction or big project, you come into the house of very rich people. Wow, how much donations they can give. No, isn't it? Let's be honest. Oh, I like that. Okay, because when you come into the house of taxi driver with one room, okay, if he'll give $10, okay. But when somebody very well-to-do, you can see Lamborghini Gari, car and Rolls Royce in his garage, and a huge villa, great potential. So anyway, one guy came, very poor beggar, and he's a big mansion, and said, well, maybe I'll get some donation for myself. He came, sir, you have such a beautiful house. Even Lord Indra in Meru Parvat, in mountain Meru, doesn't have this kind of beautiful mansion like in heaven. I never saw it in my life. So this man became flattered, really? Okay. Wife, listen, there is one bag of rice there. Can you bring it? So this beggar was thinking, wow, just little glorification. I already got one bag of rice. Sir, and he looked there. Wow, you have such a beautiful wife. Even Lakshmi is nothing comparing to her beauty. It's really beautiful. Wow, amazing. How did you get such a wife like Miss Universe? And this man said, really? Very good, very good. Hey wife, listen, there is one bag of dal also is there. That also you can bring. So this beggar was so excited. My God. Oh, and you have such a garden. Wow, like Nandan garden of Indra is nothing comparing to a beautiful garden you have. Really? Okay. Hey wife, there is one golden watch, a Rolex also. Please bring that also. So this man became completely excited. Sitting and waiting when this stuff will come. Half an hour, 1 hour passed. Nothing coming. So, excuse me, sir. Sir, there's a rice, dal, and Rolex watch. What's happened? So this guy became angry. Hey, you're still here? What are you doing here? Get out from here. Why? You said rice, dal, watch. What is this? I said, no. You give pleasure to my ears. I give pleasure to your ears. That's all. You cannot cheat Krishna. Yet hamam prapadyanti tam stathaiva bhajamaham. They say, Jaisa bhava, Jaisa prabhava. So as you reciprocate, so Krishna will reciprocate accordingly. Don't make Krishna fool. He is not a fool. But if you dedicating yourself, he will manifest in the form of temples, devotees. And one of the things, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says, how you can understand the glory and power of devotee. I mean, because everybody have tilak and so many words. Like Saint Francis used to say, it was the time I believed the words. Everybody talking. There's like a radio, radio? Speaking BBC, waves, FM, waves. So 99% noise and 1% of sound. Now that's what happens. Most of the people in this world producing noise, unnecessary, prajalpa. Only few people, they making meaningful sound. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Iti Shuddhasakanam Nam Kali Kalmasanasanam. That's why Prabhupada said, by the result we can understand. Parisfalena parichiyate. We can understand by result. So that's why we have to dedicate our life with sincere attitude, and then Krishna will make us instruments, and you'll see the wonderful results, like the result of this wonderful temple. Beautiful. And we will fill up one day, I'm completely sure, we will fill up with hundreds of devotees here. We already have hundreds and thousands of them, but we need boil the milk, we make them more serious and more serious, those who can dedicate full time. And by Krishna Prabhupada's mercy and by the Vaishnava's mercy, it is possible. Impossible means I am possible. Definitely possible. Only question of time required and solid faith. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Nidai Gaura Premanande. Rice dal, golden watch ki jai. And sincere attitude also ki jai. Thank you.